over the hump. Wednesday we go under mostly sunny skies. Supposed to be really nice on Wednesday. That's supposed to be our pick day this week. Gets a high of 67 degrees, and Thursday we'll get times of sun and clouds and a high of 68. Right now, hanging on to 59 degrees under mostly sunny skies in Central Park. Winds news time 4:08. Wild at Hub releasing its list of the safest cities in America. The metrics including 41 aspects of it: traffic fatalities, assaults, unemployment, insurance. New York ranked 137th. That's among the overall lowest. But there are some highlights. We did rank first in law enforcement employees per capita. Yonkers ranked 8th overall among the safest cities in America. And then a place called Nashua, New Hampshire ranked first. Jersey City came in at 110, and Newark was 113th overall. And the most unsafe city in America for 2023, drum roll, St. Louis, Missouri at 182 overall. We're back in a moment. When's news time? 4:09.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Now, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Now is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Now we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month. But you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
Imagine having all the money you need for retirement, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Indexer, an indexed annuity tied to growth in the stock market, but without any risk of loss ever. It's guaranteed money for life income, no matter how long you live. Call 888-509-2228. 888-509-2228. Sponsored by GP Agency, Inc., Raleigh, North Carolina. Licensed in all states. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial professional before making an investment decision.
Real quick, everybody, we've been following these rallies that are taking place, these rallies and counter rallies in the wake of the war that's taking place overseas right now. I understand that 3rd Avenue is shut down at 43rd Street as a result of a march, which is now on the move. Greg will be here in a minute to break it all down for you, but be mindful of that as you travel this afternoon, and we'll be back in a moment. Wednesday news time 4:10, traffic and AccuWeather next.
Feeling old and decrepit because of knee arthritis pain? Taking pain meds like they're candy? Giving up everyday activities as your pain worsens? Looking down a barrel of major knee replacement? Left untreated, arthritis can eat away at the joint, slowly becoming bone on bone. If you've tried pain meds, cortisone, physical therapy, or vitamins without relief, you may be a candidate for the NYC Pain MD program. NYC Pain MD doctors combine precision digital imaging with natural FDA-approved arthritis formulas, nerve blocks, even stem cells to turn your pain off and rejuvenate your knees. After treatment, you'll leave with nothing but a 1-inch Band-Aid. No surgery, no hospital, no toxic meds. Many pain sufferers are now able to walk, bend, climb stairs, even play golf or tennis. Many insurances, including Original Medicare, may cover these advanced treatments. Call today for a no-cost screening appointment. Call 800-600-KNEE. That's 800-600-5633. 800-600-KNEE.
Now this message, nursing home abuse, call the lawyers at Kelly Grossman and Kerrigan at 1-800-ELDERLY. Wednesday news time 4:11, and now from the Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com traffic center. Expanded traffic now, and here is Greg Wright.
Yeah, Larry, you mentioned those demonstrations going on for Midtown East. One of them has remained stationary. 42nd Street over at 2nd Avenue. Lanes are still shut on 2nd Avenue in the area, and they do have 42nd Street now shut down between 2nd and 3rd Avenues. The other group of demonstrators, those that are on the move, they're marching up for 3rd Avenue right now through the lower 40s. You pinned it at 43rd Street a couple of minutes ago. They're closer to 45th now as they continue up, and there is a belief that these demonstrations may be headed for Times Square based on some reports. So if you are in the Times Square area, there could be some more demonstrations through that part later this afternoon, and more likely earlier this evening. The other big traffic issue today is it's going to look a lot like a Sunday night out there, with this being a 3-day weekend for a lot of people, and we're especially seeing that getting you back to Staten Island, with the Gothel Staten Island bound awful all the way on out to the MLK Expressway, and the Outer Bridge jammed up off of a messy 440 getting onto Staten Staten Island. Rest of the bridges and tunnels, here's what you need to know. Citybound George, 30 up, 20 down. West side, the best way out. Lincoln's about 10 to 15 in, but no more than 10 minutes out. Outbound Holland's about a 10-minute ride. The inbound side of the Holland Tunnel, 30 from the Skyway, but better off the Newark Bay. They're all still bad out of the Bronx and into Queens, but the Whitestone is now the worst of it across the Upper East River. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And our only hope, of course, is that folks remain peaceful. As the NYPD has said, it's okay to protest. It's okay to come out, or whatever the case may be, but please remain peaceful. Had a couple of dueling protests yesterday in Times Square, and they remained relatively peaceful, so hopefully the same thing prevails today. Well, now your 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Meteorologist John Furyk is here now with this live report. John?
Yeah, breezy, cool evening on tap. Will turn out mostly cloudy tonight. There'll be a shower in a couple of spots, so we're down to 52. We'll have a dry stretch here again over the next few days. Tomorrow clouds and sun up to 64, mostly clear tomorrow night below 52. And then mostly sunny for Wednesday up to 67. Thursday partly sunny up to 68. And again, it looks like dry weather continues Friday. Right now in Central Park, 57 and partly sunny, going down to 52 tonight in Midtown. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist John Furyk on New York's weather station, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
And coming up, if you haven't gotten your vaccine, your newest vaccine for COVID, folks, it may be hard to get an appointment. We hear tell that things are getting a little bit tight here at doctors' offices as well as at pharmacies where they administer the shots. We'll talk about it when we come back. When's news time? 4:14.
New York Presbyterian is the largest transplant program in the nation, giving more people a chance to make more memories. We've performed over 18,000 transplants and counting. With the largest living donor program in the country, more people have a better chance to find an organ match that can save their life. And we have the most diverse transplant recipients in the nation. That means more people have a chance to live longer and stay amazing. New York Presbyterian. Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network, UNOS 2022.
Two great musical traditions. One unforgettable concert. The makers of Shen Yun bring a brand new symphony experience. A masterful blend of East and West will transport you to ancient civilizations and heavenly realms. Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra. 2 concerts only at David Geffen Hall at Lincoln Center, October 22nd. For tickets, visit shenyun.com. That's SHENYUN.com.
When's news time? 4:15. Oh, a terrible fight on the front lawn of a residence down in Titusville, Florida. It's about 50 miles outside Orlando. A skydiver found dead, still outfitted in his parachute attire with his gear. Doesn't say if the chute had been open. At about 12:30 yesterday, a neighbor's surveillance camera showed the poor guy descending before making a hard landing on the lawn. James Sconyers, the homeowner, rushed over and kept asking the man, "Dude, are you okay? Are you all right?" He didn't answer. They say the Skydive Space Center is a few blocks away from where he landed, but they didn't comment on whether the victim came from that company. Well, people have been rushing out to get their new COVID shots here lately, but that rush has meant that some doctors and pharmacies have run out of appointment time.
Because of the most recent strain of the Omicron variant, this new vaccine is several weeks into the rollout. In fact, we're told Pfizer, for example, has already shipped out 10 million doses. But some Americans and, of course, New Yorkers here in our area saying they can't find the vaccine yet. We spoke with Matthew Harris, the medical director of the COVID-19 vaccine program at Northwell Health, about this.
I would encourage everyone to just be persistent. The rollout has been a little slow due to some manufacturing and some supply chain issues. My understanding is that commercial pharmacies really received large shipments over the past several days, and I think just get back online, find those appointments close by, and be persistent, right? This is an important way to protect yourself.
Glen Shuck, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
In other news, California Governor Gavin Newsom signing multiple bills into law, including one that would eliminate the sale of, are you ready for this? A favorite Easter treat.
Now signed into law by Governor Gavin Newsom, red dye number 3 will be among the chemicals banned in California. It's used in products like Peeps, a chemical that's been linked to cancer and been banned in makeup for over 30 years. The new law will also ban other chemicals used in some store-brand sodas and baked goods. All 4 chemicals are already banned in food in the European Union. The maker of Peeps has said it's been looking for other options for its products. The law takes effect in 2027. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Newsom also signing into law a bill that allows legislative staff to unionize, and a measure that requires large businesses to disclose planet warming emissions they produce. The governor has until October 14th to act on the various pieces of legislation that lawmakers have sent to his desk. And an update from The Rock today on the situation in Maui following the wildfires in Lahaina.
Dwayne Johnson says people on wildfire-devastated Maui have just received their first round of money from his joint fundraiser with Oprah.
For many of you, it's the first step in getting back up on your feet.
The celebrity duo kicked in $5 million each when they launched their campaign in August. They were instantly criticized for asking fans to donate too. The Rock explaining to Instagram followers,
The last thing you want to hear when you are living paycheck to paycheck is someone asking you for money, especially when the person asking you for money already has a lot of money. From a quick study, lesson learned.
The Rock's estimated net worth, $270 million. Oprah's is $2.5 billion.
Yeah, people were saying, why are they asking us? They should be asking some of their millionaire and billionaire friends. But in any event, back in a moment. When's news time? 4:18.
Lance Jameson is one of thousands of patients who have benefited from the affiliation between ENT and Allergy Associates and the Mount Sinai Hospital.
Lance was suffering from a sinus infection that led him to Dr. Andrew Oyster from ENT and Allergy Associates.
Dr. Azer detected that Lance had something more serious going on. Because of ENT and Allergy's unique clinical affiliation with Mount Sinai, Dr. Azer got Lance and his medical records to Mount Sinai within 48 hours.
Dr. Satish Govindaraj of Mount Sinai Hospital performed a biopsy, which confirmed a benign tumor.
Surgery was scheduled that day. The post-surgery report? No evidence of cancer. For Lance, that was a real relief to hear.
ENT and Allergy Associates and the Mount Sinai Hospital. That's the power of partnership.
For your same-day appointment at ENT and Allergy, call 1-855-ENTA-DOC or visit entandallergy.com/Mount Sinai.
After a big dinner, my nighttime heartburn would keep me up. I'd be taking antacid after antacid all night long. But then I tried Prilosec OTC. Just one pill a day blocks my frequent heartburn for a full 24 hours, giving me one-and-done heartburn relief. Without heartburn keeping me up, I could have a restful night's sleep.
Prilosec OTC. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Discover, this is Danny.
Hi, it's Jen Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great, but with Discover Cashback Debit, we give everyone cash back on everyday purchases. Anything else I can help you with?
Are you hungry? Because everyone left after the asparagus sorbet.
Introducing Discover Cashback Debit, a checking account with cash back. It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
All news all the time, now on 92.3.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
59 and mostly sunny here at 420. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. Yeah, more coming out of the Middle East now, where Israel launched a full-scale attack on Hamas after rockets were fired from Gaza into Israel over the weekend. Here in town, security on high alert in the wake of the conflict overseas. A few tense moments here at home as dueling protests take place in Queens and in Manhattan. NYPD has at least one teenager in custody after a recent brick-throwing incident involving a subway train. We'll explain. We'll also tell you about concerns off Long Island about voters harassing whales off the South Shore. And RFK Jr. says he's switching from the Democratic Party to become an independent as he looks to give what he calls new momentum to his long-shot White House bid. 10-10 Winds Actor weather, mostly cloudy skies tonight. Possible showers on the way to a low of 52 degrees this evening. Wednesday news time 421, and from the Mercedes-Benz of Edison.com Traffic Center expanded, here is Greg Wright.
We got demonstrators on the move through Midtown East. One group marching west across 42nd Street between 2nd and 3rd. Another group is on the move further uptown. I believe they're heading across town on one of the other cross streets west of 3rd Avenue through the 40s at this hour. So a lot of closures through Midtown East, 2nd Avenue, 3rd Avenue, and through the 40s at this point. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. Citybound side of the George, 25 up, 15 down. The northbound west side, that's the best of it out. Lincoln's getting a little worse. It's at a 25-minute ride in, but no more than about 10 out. 10 to 15 at the outbound Holland. Solid 30 in from the Skyway, but better off of the Newark Bay extension. Out of the Bronx, they're all bad into Queens. RFK, Whitestone, and Troggs-Neck, the lesser of three evils right now. Citybound Midtown tunnels and that's getting to the Queensbound Midtown the funnel with those closures through Midtown East. That hasn't been easy. And the Brooklyn-bound Brooklyn Bridge, that continues to crawl. Staten Island down Goethals and Outer Bridge, they're both messy with a lot of people returning from a 3-day weekend. And through New Jersey, we're dealing with some trouble in Morris, northbound 287, your exit 37. It's a crash, and you've got the left lane out, 27 north of the Parkway in Woodbridge. Everything's shut down on northbound 27 because of an investigation. I'm Greg Rice, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
And the violence continues in the Middle East tonight, as now Israel pledges a full-on retaliation against Hamas after what Israeli officials call a surprise attack on Saturday. In the wake of the exchange, hundreds of people dead on both sides of the conflict as the rest of the world watches and wonders, will this end anytime soon? Reports say Israeli forces now targeting sites in Gaza from the sky.
These are retaliatory airstrikes. The number is approaching close to 500 so far over the last 48 hours. And so this has been rolling over that time frame. These are airstrikes that the IDF has called in, targeting Hamas areas. Sometimes, in some cases, buildings where Hamas operatives, senior Hamas leaders live.
The number of American dead counted is now up to 11. And in Israel, it's an all-hands-on-deck. In an interview, Israeli defense spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Richard Heck saying thousands of reservists have been called up.
We have managed to mobilize 300,000 reservists. Everybody's coming to join. To the reformist side, everybody, the army is the people, and the people are the army. So there's no difference. We're one entity.
Also today here at home, a huge rally going on outside the Israeli consulate where people are standing in support of Gaza. Newsman Mac Rosenberg is there.
It's hard for people like Libby Zelikowic, who's just returned from living in Israel, to come up with the word.
I think anybody disgusted by should be. Unfortunately, not they are not all disgusted by what has happened, and I think there's something really wrong with that.
Chants of Jews united will never be defeated came from the pro-Israeli side. On the other side, shouts of occupation is a crime from New York to Palestine.
Palestine has been facing this kind of violence at even a higher magnitude for 75 plus years. It's just not getting the airtime.
Nora Suleiman has family in the West Bank. She just wants an end to the violence. Mac Rosenberg, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM in Midtown.
Meantime, the European Union suspending all payments to the Palestinians because of the Hamas attack.
A European decision taken in light of the, quote, scale of terror and brutality of the Hamas attack. The announcement came just hours after EU officials stressed that no EU money whatsoever was going to Hamas in the first place, and that contacts have been frozen for 16 years. One question remains unanswered for now, whether the move would hit humanitarian aid to the Palestinians. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the Foreign Desk.
There's a big meeting tomorrow in Oman where EU leaders will discuss the next course of what happens in the wake of the violence. Stay with 1010 Wins for the very latest. In other news here, police have nabbed a 14-year-old boy now, 2 weeks after he was caught on camera allegedly chucking a brick at a subway train in Brooklyn. Damaged windows on the D-train motorman's cabin, but caused no injuries. 2 of his buddies still out there. The incident happened September 26th at 62nd Street. Cops say the train pulled into the station and the teens waited off the side for the thing to come out of the tunnel, and then whop! Yeah, they allegedly threw bricks at it and then ran off. It's all caught on camera. Get this, though. They think the video might have come from one of the alleged accomplices. They didn't say if it was on social media or what. Anyway, the boy is charged with reckless endangerment and criminal mischief. They didn't release his name because he is a juvie. Well, it's news time 426, and now Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins, and here is Erica Herskowitz.
Larry, Chevron's been telling Israel, or has been told by Israel, I should say, to shut down a natural gas rig that it has located off the Mediterranean coast. Meanwhile, Morgan Stanley and J.P. Morgan Chase, which has 200 employees in Israel, both told staffers in that country to work from home for the foreseeable future. If your travel plans get messed up, JetBlue Airways is now partnering with Uber to provide passengers with a complimentary ride if their flight is either delayed or canceled. On Wall Street today, stocks closed higher. The Dow rose 197 points, the Nasdaq gained 53, and the S&P added 27. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Erica Herskowitz for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Now this message: injured? The Harris Law Firm can help. Call 212-593-7600. Wins News Time 427.
Do you have bad credit but need a new car? Do you have trouble getting a car loan for any reason? Call Credit Solutions, a division of Hudson Hyundai. It's easy to apply right over the phone. Bad Bad credit, no problem. Call 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. Tier 1 customers can drive a new Hyundai with just $68 down. Like a new 2024 Hyundai Tucson, Palisade, or Kona. Only $68 down. Even a new 2024 Hyundai Ioniq 6. Only $68 down. You could be driving a new car home today. They'll help with any credit situation. Call 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. And all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Call Credit Solutions for a pre-approval today. 800-951-4221. That's 800-951-4221. Or HudsonHyundai.com. Payments will vary. Credit severity affects approval. See dealer for details.
Hey, Dr. Portrayal.
I didn't see it coming. Life can be so unpredictable. After losing my dad, it made me think about my family if something were to happen to me. The mortgage, car payments, and all the other bills. Even things like our annual summer vacation would be out of reach. I had heard about life insurance through Ethos and how easy it was to get coverage. They were right. I knew it was time to stop putting it off and get life insurance right now. I got on my computer and went to ethoslife.com. In just 10 minutes, I was covered. And boom, family protected. Thanks to Ethos, my family won't have to worry about the bills if the unpredictable happens to me.
Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's GETETHOS.com.
If you like using debit over credit, don't you think it's time you also get rewarded with Discover Cashback Debit? Check out eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Parents, did you know that high school dropouts make 42% less than graduates? Someone will have to make up that difference, and chances are that will be you. That means paying 42% of their groceries.
Ooh, more candy.
42% of their dentist bills. Even 42% of their therapy sessions.
It's all my dad's fault.
Save your money. Encourage your kids to stay in school. For help and advice, call 877-FORAKID. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
10-10 winds AccuWeather, breezy and cool this evening. And then tonight it'll turn out mostly cloudy with a shower in some spots, a low of 52. We'll get times of clouds and sunshine tomorrow as well with a high of 64. Back down to 52 tomorrow night. Yeah, these nights are starting to get a little bit cool, everybody. Wednesday, mostly sunny and nice, a high of 67. A little bit warmer on Thursday, if you want to call it that. A high of 68. We're at 59 degrees right now in the park. Good afternoon, I'm Larry Mullins. When's news time at the Tone? 4:30.
Good afternoon, I'm Lane Bajardi. As deadly violence rages in Israel and Gaza, supporters of both sides of the conflict are being heard in the city. A vigil honoring the victims of the terror attack that killed hundreds of people, including many attending a peaceful music festival held today in Kew Gardens. A rally in support of Hamas and Palestinians held outside the Israeli consulate has since turned into a march through the streets of Manhattan. An update from traffic and transit in just a minute, but first, the latest from ABC News.
Israel's prime minister says its response to Hamas has just begun. Benjamin Netanyahu ordering a siege of Gaza, cutting off water and electricity to the region as he vows to settle the score, he says. The United Nations warning that the conflict could make an already desperate humanitarian situation even worse.
Following this weekend's emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council, Secretary General Antonio Guterres Monday.
I am deeply distressed by today's announcement that Israel will initiate a complete siege of the Gaza Strip. Nothing allowed in, no electricity, food, or fuel.
He says the humanitarian situation in Gaza was already